Morning, it's Kirsten Liebelt. It's Wednesday. How are you doing? It's so good to see you guys. It must be 11 a.m. Central Standard Time because we are here. We do this Monday through Friday. We've been doing this for a little over a year. If you do not know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I help women turn back around their own insulin resistance naturally so they can literally freaking live their lives. Create more memories, do all the things, feel better, lose sizes, all of the things. And we've been doing this for a long time. So if you have never seen any of my content, put a 1 in the comment, then I'll just kind of know who my audience is for today. And you know, Facebook is going to be deleting like lives. I don't know if Instagram will get on that bandwagon too, but Facebook is for sure. So always go over to my YouTube if you want to be able to see replays and stuff that we've talked about, topics that we've covered, etc. Go to YouTube. That's a really great place. I am Kirsten Liebelt everywhere. Kirsten, K-I-R. It's like the American Girl doll. Liebelt, L-I-E, like you lie down, and then belt like you put around your waist, Liebelt. And yeah, subscribe over there so that you can get replays and all of that good stuff. Today, I'm wearing my Be Defiant hat for a reason. So today what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about mindset. This is what I get asked a lot to help with. And so I wrote down, stop asking, start acting, mindset to reverse insulin resistance and take back your health. Stop asking for permission for you to walk out your mission. Like, stop it. Because all the time that you are spending waiting for somebody to give you permission, and maybe it's you. Ooh, I need to move sorry, that probably made noise on Facebook. All that time that you're wasting waiting for permission, and maybe you're not even giving yourself permission, time is just passing, tick, tick, tick. So let's get into it and let's get some tangible understanding of how we can shift this. I know that. Happy Wednesday, Terry. Good to see you. I know that people think that you just kind of arrive. Yesterday, remember, I referenced a reel by a lady who she basically, in her journey, and she's talking about bariatric surgery, something completely different. I have never had that or any of that. But in her journey, her conversation was, listen, you guys, I've been doing this for a decade. And I thought to myself, that's exactly what I tell you guys. A little over 10 years ago, I started to target my supplementation because I wasn't supplementing literally at all. Never took supplements. I took ibuprofen. I took Metabolife, which was a like speed. It was legal speed that you could get at Walmart, and it got banned. Go figure. The whole ephedra thing. And but I was never a supplementer. But I did not think that I would ever trade out my foods. Ever. I'm Italian. Like, hello. Anybody else have connections? And so all of these things, I'm like, a little over 10 years ago. Well, so now I can get to the place where I can say to you guys, do you not see where this is heading for you in a good way? Do you not see how if you'll just stay on this track, come on, just stay a little longer, right? Stay on the track a little longer. Give yourself what you need, which is permission to persevere and be persistent. So this is what started this. Hey, Meg, good to see you. Glad that you're here today. Good morning, Lisa. Good to see you. So I wanted to put on my Be Defiant cap. I haven't done this for a while. And I thought I was listening to an old live that I don't know if you know who Danelle Delgado is. She's actually a business mentor. And I was just listening to one of her lives, and she was talking about mindset. And I thought, I'm going to give you 3 of her tips today, 3 of her action steps that have really helped her to overcome. And the reason why I am doing this is because they resonate with me. I wish that I would have had somebody to come and tell me, hey, think a little differently, shift this. Come on, you can go further. You're stronger than you think you are. You're more powerful than you think you are. Like, you can do this. You've got this. And I just had to find my own way through my own journey so that I can turn around and encourage you, right? So I'm just going to dive into it. I hope this blesses somebody today because, well, I'll tell you, she really blessed me a lot by giving this conversation breath so that we can actually all, kind of move forward, right? So hold on. Let me grab it here. So key number one that she talks about. So first of all, I'm going to back up. Hold on. So what if the only thing that is standing between you and better health, like you're wanting to return back your own insulin resistance? That's me. My dad died at 63, type 2 diabetes. Not great. I was only 30. My babies were little, 6'3" and 6 months. Missed out on a complete life with their Italian grandpa. All because of something that was never terminal. Until it was. I mean, to me, it's just like, it's so senseless. It's just senseless. And so I did not know how to take the steps that I needed to take. But what if the only thing that's standing between you and the health that you want is waiting for somebody else's permission? You're waiting. Sometimes we say things like, well, but the person that I live with, my husband, he makes me cook a certain way. Or when I go to social events, I feel like there are just too many food pushers. Or, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough, it's expensive to eat healthy. It's whatever, all of these things that rattle around in our brains. And there's a piece of that where you're kind of waiting for somebody to give you permission to say, invest in yourself. It's okay. It's okay. Don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty. It's okay. Just invest in yourself. We wait for these permissions. We wait and we wait and we wait, and time passes and passes and passes, etc. Okay. So you don't need a doctor's approval or your family's support or a perfect plan to start healing. You just need a mindset shift. Okay. This is what we're going to talk about today. So there's this frustration that we have of, we're just going to start again on Monday. We're just going to start again on Monday. We're just going to start again on Monday. And pretty soon it's 3 years later and we're still going to start again on Monday, right? That's very, very frustrating. And we keep falling off, and then we're hard on ourselves. We're mean to ourselves. We're like our own mean girl version of mean girl. And, people don't lack products or programs. They lack belief in themselves. You lack belief that you're thinking that your past is dictating what's going to happen for you right now. I've never stuck with anything before. Like for me, it's like, I've never supplemented before. Why would I even start supplementing? Like, I've never been a disciplined person. I'm a total sugar addict. I don't stick to anything. I've tried every diet under the sun, blah, 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 like yada, 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 chat, chirp, chirp, chirp in our brains. Right. And the belief in yourself is keeping you from moving forward. And that's what we're going to fix. Today, we're going to fix that. So Danelle Delgado, she's my inspiration for today. Really do appreciate her. You may have never heard of her just because she's in the business circles and in not the health circles. But I want to give you 3 of her mindset keys. I can see how these have completely changed the way that I have been able to produce results, I guess, is maybe one way to say that. And what are my results? I did not do anything about my own insulin resistance until I was in my upper 40s because I just was lazy and didn't assess my body well. And then in my 50s, when I finally started to view everything through the lens of insulin resistance, I lost 3 sizes. I've kept it off. I'm the only one in my immediate family that has avoided type 2 diabetes, and I'm 60 and I'm not on any meds. So those are the results. And this is for you too. This is for you too. Your body was designed to heal, not just my body, your body. Your body was designed to rise up and figure it out. Not just mine. I'm not special, right? Because we're all made in the image of God. We're all made the same. Our bodies were designed to heal. So here we go. All right. I when I talk about being a sugar addict, what I mean by that is, and I've had so many people talk about this recently to me. They've reached out to me because I bring this up. That whole cycle of every time you eat, you need something sweet. Every time you want to reward yourself with something, it's sugar. Back in my 30s, it was Snicker bars, snack size Snicker bars. Um, and I just thought that that was the idea of a really good day. A really good day was drinking a lot of sugared creamer. Like, International Delight had come out with all of the hazelnut coffee creamers and the peppermint mocha, whatever, at Christmas, the eggnog and everything. And so why wouldn't there be a day of where you brew a pot of coffee, you drink it all day long while you're raising your kids, sugar, sugar, sugar. And then to take a break, you would read the newspaper and eat snack size Snicker bars. I mean, didn't everybody do this? I don't know. Maybe it was just me. But it's always the habits that are things like this that kind of get us into a pickle. But then there are smaller habits that if you pay attention to, like if you hit the snooze button all the time, you grab whatever food is fast for you. Maybe you tell yourself you're going to start again tomorrow. But when insulin resistance for me started to take over my life, I realized I was settling. I was constantly settling, and it was costing me everything. It was costing me so much time. It was costing me feeling like trash all the time. I never felt good. I was always exhausted. I didn't even have the mental capacity. I would regularly say to my kids, to my family, you guys go to the movie, I'll just stay back. I was just too tired. I just didn't feel like doing anything. So think about all the memories that it cost me. Think about all of the opportunity that I had. And I just kind of like, I didn't move forward because I didn't know how, or because I was lazy or whatever. I mean, and I don't mean lazy like we're supposed to be mean to ourselves. I don't mean that. I just mean that we settle. We settle into what's comfortable and what's easy. And do you not think that I do not have to live a life like this? Do you not think that we don't all have to do this? I've learned how to live my life, and I learned it from Danelle Delgado 7 years ago. You live your life in 90-day cycles. What you do now shows up in 90 days. How many times have I shared with you guys about the fat burner? And I've said, you take one pixie stick every single day on your tongue. It tastes like candy. Do it for 90 days straight, and then take 30 days off. Make sure you measure first. Okay. Because in 90 days, the results are from you guys, like 3.5 inches, 2.5 inches, an inch off the hips, 2.5 inches off the hips, 2 inches here, like different configurations. Live your day in 90-day cycles. This is where I have learned so many of these pieces. So do you not think that do you think I've stopped? There's no way. How do you think I keep it off? Right? But we all struggle with things coming back. So here we go. When you realize that you're modeling, low energy, low standards in your life to yourself, that's when you kind of feel like you realize finally you're going to do something. I spent so much time at the beginning of my food journey rewarding myself with the bad foods. And one of the main differences that I changed was that I started to reward myself with foods that were still a part of my universe, like all the real foods, all of the animal protein and everything. So it didn't mean that I fixed everything up here first, but I stopped being mean to myself, and then I started to move forward, right? But you know what? I decided that I was going to be on my own mission, and I was going to stop waiting for permission from anybody else. Just not going to pay attention. Like, I'm going to give myself permission. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to give me, because they're not going to. They're not going to, because you're moving away from the pack. You're actually being disciplined. It makes other people feel uncomfortable. Makes them feel uncomfortable. They don't like it. So maybe their food pushing gets a little stronger. Maybe their voice of, girl, that's ridiculous. You can't eat those few carbs. Don't you know we need carbs to survive? This is not sustainable, blah, 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 whatever they say. And do you think that they're going to turn around tomorrow and give you permission? They're not. You have to give yourself permission, right? So her key number 1 is commitment, but this is some of the things that she says. So she committed to the person that she was capable of being, not to who she already was. She started to commit to the person that she was capable of being. And that really hit home with me because it's like, I want to become, I actually want to become. And that is the cycle that I am now in all the time. Oh, I need to go to another level. Oh, I need to go to another level. Right? And don't you feel that sometimes? My cat is meowing at me. Don't mind me at all. I think she wants to jump up on the chair next to me. So I'm just going to move a few things. She's old. Come here. You can come up here. She's funny. Her name is Gracie. She served my mother with dementia for many, many years. And so I consider her a service cat. I would not have a cat right now had my mother not passed away. But anyway, okay. So she became committed to the person that she was capable of becoming. When you commit for yourself to reversing your insulin resistance, it's no longer about the number on the scale. Stop it all for the scale. Just stop with the scale conversation to yourself. It doesn't mean it doesn't have a place. It doesn't mean that it doesn't, have some purpose, but stop it. You are working to reverse your insulin resistance. So it's not about the number on the scale anymore. It's about reclaiming your freaking life. Reclaim it. Give yourself permission that nobody else is going to give you permission for. Okay. But you can reclaim your energy. You can reclaim your ability to show up fully. Patty, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I had a feeling somebody was saying hi. Thank you. Good morning. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to the level of your commitment. You do not rise to your goals. You fall to the level of your commitment. So if your commitment is, I'm going to try, that means I'm not going to do it. Is that too hard? Is that too hard? Try means you're not doing it. You're not going to do it. Okay. That's the translation. All right. So if you're all in, if you are all in for your own health, and I know a lot of you are because I know I work with you guys, right? Put I'm committed in the comments. I'm committed to my health journey. I'm committed to myself. I'm committed to becoming the version of myself that I can become. When somebody tells you that you can do that, thank you, thank you, thank you for all of the likes. I appreciate you so much. When you do that, all of a sudden you become so empowered, and then it's the next version and the next version and the next version and the next version, not because you're unsatisfied, but because you know there's more. And then all of a sudden life begins to be in technicolor because you can do more and you can, I always talk about my own experiences, obviously, but I mean, I've had one customer who was like, she couldn't even walk to the mailbox, so for her becoming more was being able to walk. Right. Rebecca, Yvonne. Yes. You're committed. She couldn't even walk to the mailbox, but then the new version of her did walk to the mailbox and she was like, this is awesome. And then the next version of her got off meds. And then the next version of her lost weight. And then do you understand? Be committed to the next version of yourself. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked at what you can actually accomplish. Number 2. All right. Replacing your habits. So she was talking about how you don't break bad habits by removing them. Please listen to this, okay? Because this is what everybody's talking about. Everybody thinks that what you're going to do, because we hear it through the already told stories over and over and over and over and over again, how basically in a nutshell, your life will suck. In order for you to move forward, lose weight, get off meds, fill in the blank, your life will suck. Suck it up, buttercup. That's just the way it is. Is this not the story of everything we've ever done? Listen, you're not going to like it. But is that really the goal? You don't have to like it. We're going to go fat free. Everything's going to taste like freaking cardboard. But you know what? If you close your eyes and you eat that rice cake just right, tastes just like a steak. I mean, come on, like, right? Like, no, we have to, you don't just break your bad habits by removing them. You replace them with habits that match your mission. And do I not say it all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time? The biggest that's not the right word. The biggest surprise for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I still get to be a foodie? I don't have to stop being a foodie? All I have to do is trade out this pantry for this pantry and I'm still making the same foods? Revelation. Okay. So you don't just get rid of everything. Oh, well, the only way I can move forward is to get rid of everything that I love, everything that I know. I have to get super uncomfortable. These are all the lies in our head, all the limiting beliefs. I'm gonna have to get rid of everything in my life that I'm comfortable with and enjoy. And oh man, this is really gonna suck. But okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. Hold on tight. No, aren't you glad that's not what we have to do? You should be so happy that that's not what you have to do. So this has changed the way that I approach food, sleep, stress, like everything. I stopped removing things and I started replacing things. This is what I teach all the time. So I replaced nightly sugar snacks with and I moved in different directions. So instead of having a sugary snack at night, maybe it became something that was like something that would at least keep my blood sugar stable. Maybe a cheese stick or whatever. But to be really honest, in the end, ultimately where I got to as I kind of progressed my way through that, I stopped doing as much about that. Number one, if I do have a night snack, which I do for sure, I just don't beat myself up for it. But number two, I decided to have a supplementation routine. And I know that sounds super boring, but I am telling you what, when you begin to sleep, when you begin to I like my favorite time of the day is going to bed. Not because I'm so freaking exhausted and I just can't wait to, it's because I have this routine in place that makes me feel like I'm accomplishing, like I'm winning one last time before I go to bed. And I'm going to get my body working on a cellular level as I'm sleeping. Like this gets me excited now because I want to wake up and feel good. I don't want to wake up and feel like I got hit by a truck. That's just me. And I want to actually sleep and get REM. Anybody else? Anybody else wanting REM? I do. I want that, right? So I did make my replacements. But instead of getting up in the morning and having my coffee with my International Delight creamer, I mean, the stupidest thing I could have ever done, like cereal, multi-meal cereals. Were those the generic cereals in the day? I think so. Multi-meal, and you buy the big family bag, right? Cereal and coffee with International Delight creamer. Well, obviously I switched that out completely because I don't do grains or sugar. And that's what I teach. But now instead, what I do is I get up and I get ready. I just have my own routine, right? But my routine is not me freaking out about food. My routine is when I'm finally going to eat, I'm going to load myself with protein. I share this in my stories a lot, and I'm going to have stable blood sugars, but I had to replace my habits at nighttime, in the morning. You don't break them. I still wanted to eat when I wanted to eat, or I still wanted to snack at night when I wanted to snack at night, but I just replaced them. And then I just tweaked them as I went, but I did it. And this is probably the biggest piece of the sentence, without shame. I didn't beat myself up for it. Don't do that. That doesn't help you. That doesn't serve anything. And I started to replace my self-doubt with 15 minutes of an audio that would build me up. You have to replace your self-doubt. You have to believe in yourself, thinking that, listen, if I could learn all of those bad habits, I can relearn and learn a whole new set of new habits. It's not because I'm stupid or I'm lazy or I'm dumb or I'm slow or I'm behind the times or I'm broken. My metabolism is just fried. My adrenals are shot. Stop. Start listening to things that build you up. So this, Donnell Delgado, for me, this was 8 years ago, right? And these are things that have now really stuck with me as to how to shift things. So personal development. Sometimes I get up and I listen to straight worship for half an hour. Sometimes I get up and I listen to, something. It depends on if I'm doing my makeup right away. It depends on what I'm doing. I different schedules for different days, right? Depending upon life. And so, maybe you want to listen to something that's motivational. Maybe you want to have Audible available to you. Maybe you have a favorite preacher that you like to listen to and you want to listen to a really good message. Maybe you want to just sit down and be quiet and write in your journal and read the proverb that matches the day. Like we're on I don't even know. Are we on the 25th? Read Proverbs 25 today. Whatever it is for you, right? But I had to replace those habits of getting up and making that pot of coffee and making sure I had the International Delight in my refrigerator, blah, 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 etc. Right? Or allowing my emotions at night to control my eating or whatever. I just started to replace them. And you know what? It has not been the fastest journey ever. It hasn't been. But just like that girl said, listen, you guys, it took me 10 years. Okay, so 10 years from now, how old are you? You can put it in the comments if you want to. But how old are you 10 years from now? Is time just going to pass? Or are you going to at least work on tweaking and moving forward? Just saying, like, that's how that goes. You drop one habit, you're ready to replace. Don't overthink it. Do just one. Remember, we talk about one ingredient at a time, one recipe at a time. Just one habit. What is it for you? Everybody's going to be different, right? Number 3 is win fast. This was a really good one. So win fast. Want to believe in yourself? Win. Set a small goal and crush it within 30 days. Crush it within 30 days. Quick wins build belief. Delayed wins leave you second guessing. This is from Danelle Delgado. And this is like our community. Think about it. Somebody will text me and they'll say, oh my gosh, after 30 days on the fat burner pixie stick, I lost 1 inch. 1 inch in several areas. Yes. 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 Win fast. That's a huge, huge, huge win. Get your measuring. Oops. Sorry, Instagram. I just pulled you forward there. Get your measuring tape. Get a box. Get yourself a win. Get yourself a win. Okay? Tastes like candy. That's a win. And measure yourself, write it down, get yourself a win. Stop thinking that if I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I have to lose 3 sizes. Holy crap. What in the world am I going to do? I have to lose 3 sizes. Oh. I would have eaten a blooming onion. I would have gone to Outback. And I've had a lot of sauce. I would have been like, I can't do that. I can't do that. Because I was a 2X. It's all I knew how to feel inside of my body. Right? So get yourself a win. Win fast. Win fast. Come on, win fast. Don't delay. That's why I always tell you, like, don't not reach out to me because you're self-sabotaging most of the time. Don't do that. One supplement routine kept for 30 days. I wasn't a supplementer. How about if you do it consistently for 30 days and then let's do another 30 days. Like you keep adding these together, right? It's one challenge after another in the group. Ditch insulin resistance for women. One less nap needed in the afternoon, maybe, right? Something like that. What are you committed to winning in the next 30 days? Because belief follows action. Belief follows action. What are you committed to in the next 30 days? Even Terry, who's on here. So Terry has this great, testimony. Sharon, good morning. A year ago, she was 45 pounds heavier. She wasn't tucking in her shirt. She hadn't stopped. It might've been longer than that, but you get my gist. She hadn't stopped grains and sugars yet. She hadn't started supplementing yet, blah, 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 right? But even still, she's still on her journey. I'm still on my journey. I'm shaking things up in my life right now. Right now, I'm choosing to be defiant on another level. This will be an ongoing thing, but you're learning the skill of being defiant. This is a skill. This isn't something that you either have or you don't have. This is a skill that you can learn to rise up and go, I'm done. And sometimes that means you're done with the food pushers. You're done with the naysayers. You're done with the people who are like, me. You just get that sustainable. And you need to like just crush that voice like a bug. Be nice to them as you're talking to them. And then in your head, you go away. I don't hear that voice anymore. I don't hear that voice anymore. Okay. And you decide what your life is going to look like, right? Small wins add up, leads to big wins. Jacqueline, good morning. Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. Small wins add up. You guys, this is literally how I've built my business. This is literally how I've lost 3 sizes. I had zero belief in myself. I had less than zero belief. I'm like eating theater popcorn mixed with milk duds going, I wonder if I'll ever change out my food. Nope, pretty much not going to happen. That was where I was 10 years ago, you guys. Like, I can't be more real than that. It's just true. Hold on. So here we go. So just do the little things. Maybe you have a 30-day win that you're willing to share. Put it in the comments. 30-day win, name it, claim it, track it, do the things that you want to do. What is it that you want to do for the next 30 days? Okay. And then I'll try is the language of doubt. I'm committed is the language of healing. I'm committed. You didn't say you're committed for perfection. And if you don't do it perfectly, screw it all. That's not what you're saying. You're just saying, I am committed to actually making this shift, actually making this change. This happens all the time where somebody will reach out to me and they'll say, I've been watching your content for a year and I'm finally ready to start the trio. The trio are the 3 supplements with the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. One of them is out of stock. I inventoried in my home. Reach out to me. It's a little nature's if you know what I mean. That's what that is. But anyway, finally you're ready to commit. Okay. That's kind of how that can go. Now you say things like, this is what I do. This is who I am. This is the mission I'm on. I'm not waiting for anybody else's permission to go on my mission of taking back my health, of turning back my insulin resistance. I don't care what you're doing in your world. I'm going to be defiant. And even if I'm living in the same house as you, I'm going to turn the other way. You do your thing, boo. I'm going to do my thing over here. And I'm not even going to reference what you're like. Who cares? Like, just don't even give it energy. It doesn't matter. If nobody else is getting up and walking in the morning, but you are, you're the one taking back your health. They're not. Who cares what they're doing or not doing? It doesn't matter. It's what you're doing that matters. Just live by example, right? That's kind of, it's really, really important. So what's one power statement that you'll replace negative self-talk with this week? Only you can decide what that is because only you know what the negative self-talk is in your brain. Only you know what it is. Well, I've never met a food that I didn't love. That's just it. I'm just going to eat everything. And there's no way I can say no to food. There's no way that I can be consistent. I've never been consistent a day in my life. I'm the most undisciplined person I know. Blah, 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 blah. What are you going to replace that with? This is what I do. This is who I am. This is the mission that I'm on. I don't need permission for my mission, etc. Right? So you know what? If you are ready to back up your own mindset with real action, that's where I can step in and help you if you are ready. You may not be ready. I don't know. Only you can answer that for yourself. But remember, commitment, go all in, replace your habits. Don't remove them, just replace them. You do not know how strong that sentence is. You think this is all about deprivation. It's not. It's about replacement. Do you understand that the feeling that you get with replacement instead of deprivation? Deprivation puts you in a mode of victimization. Okay, well, you can have your ice cream before bed. I'm going to have nothing. oh, woe is me, right? That's a bunch of BS. Just replace it. Replace it with something. Go get yourself an Oikos 000 yogurt. That's 15 grams of protein and sweetened with stevia, and have that while they're eating their ice cream. Like, just give it a rest, right? Replace. Don't remove. And number 3, win fast. Do something fast. What can you do in the next 30 days that you can be consistent at that would like build your belief? Because your action, walking it out, boom, 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 builds your belief. Wow, look at me. I'm a winner. Walk, 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 walk. Winner. That's how you do this. Action builds belief in yourself. So what are you going to do in the next 30 days? Now, for anybody who is really, really, really wanting to start, I love this, Terry. This is who I am. This is what I do. Replace. Yes, it's great advice. It's so helpful. And I'm telling you, isn't this really cool? I just consider this like these must be universal conversations, right? Because this is literally what I've walked out. And then I go back and I hear one of this is Danelle Delgado, for anybody who doesn't know, it doesn't matter. She's wonderful. She's brilliant. She's a business mentor coach online. But success principles do not change. They do not shift. They do not change. And I have been speaking it now for years to you guys. As an Italian girl, I knew I couldn't fix the mental connections immediately. I dream a genie. I couldn't go like this and it was all done. I couldn't do that. And so I knew that. So that's where that all came from me, where I say to you, I had to decide, okay, Kirsten, no shame. It's okay. No shame. It's okay. I'm just going to replace what I need, I'm just going to replace what I'm choosing in this moment of whether you're eating for your emotions, your boredom, your anxiety, your stress, your frustration, your exhaustion. Just fill in the blank. There's a lot of answers that could come from that. I'm just going to replace and we're going to move on. So it doesn't mean that everything gets fixed, but then over time, it buys you time. It buys you time. So I was so committed to not changing out my foods at the beginning. That is where I started with supplementation. And you know how I talk about this all the time, because when my body became more aligned and I was filling in the raw materials, chemically, my body responded differently. And I was able to walk this process much smoother. This is just reality. This is no hype. This is where I started 10 years ago as a 2X girly girl. So I always tell you, I started with the trio, the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. If you need a cart with the trio in it, you can put trio in the comments, get into my messages if you're on Instagram or TikTok, because they'll go away when the live is done. This one is out of stock. It's very, very popular. It's like a natural OZ, if you know what I mean, right? A little bit of help with sugar cravings, appetite control, and it brings down insulin and sugars. When that happens, that's how your body starts to, like, your engine kind of comes alive again. And it's like, oh, we can function. And all of a sudden you notice physically your cravings shifting or going away. You notice things like that. And you're like, okay, that buys me time, right? I'm getting my body to like submit to how it used to function. And the second pillar is the gut primer and the probiotic. The gut primer looks like a greens drink, but it's not. It has fermented greens, alkaline spices, pre and postbiotic, digestive enzymes. I think I said that. It has so many good things in it. I have had oodles of testimonies. I take it 1 scoop with a little bit of water in the morning. I take it like a wellness shot. I'm talking about people with short gut syndrome, constipation, no gallbladder, indigestion, leaky gut. This is comprehensive in nature. The probiotic is separate because these are 5 live strains. And so you can always say to me, you want to know about the gut reset protocol. And then the last one is the pixie stick. This would be the easiest one to insert into today's conversation because I talked to you about this in 90-day rounds. It tastes like candy. You put it on your tongue. It's literally created for sports nutrition, but it targets visceral fat. So 1 box is a month. Targets visceral fat. I've lost so many inches, like from under my bra, my waist, my hips. I do it in 90-day rounds. You can do the exact same thing. Take 30 days off because it's a thermogenic. And so you don't want your body to get used to it. But I'm telling you, you could do 1 box for 30 days, but measure yourself, because you might go, oh, I lost it. You're going to be one of two people. You're either going to be the person that says, oh, I only lost an inch. Or you're going to be the person that's like, holy crap, I lost an inch. How did that happen? And then you're going to go for the full 90 days. I'm just telling you, you're going to be one of the two of those people. But the most exciting piece of that is what's happening inside to your visceral fat. For the people who send me your scans and showing the visceral fat reducing on your scans, because that's the dangerous fat. So going all the way back to the very beginning about taking back your health, taking back, being committed to a healthier version of yourself so that you can become who you're supposed to become. Baseline, bare minimum, the most bare minimum, your family expects you to wake up and be who you're supposed to be. That's just a baseline. Now it's up to you to take it to another level and say, I'm committing to another level of me, however that looks, in my health, in my function, in my ability to create memories, in my ability to be a better wife, sister, mother, daughter, etc. Like, this is you reclaiming territory that was lost. So you thought. You thought it was lost forever. Or maybe you thought that your size was lost forever. I definitely thought that as a 2X. Yes, Wendy. Hi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, Wendy. Danelle, Danelle, Delgado, Delgado. Danelle, not Daniel, or not Danielle or Daniela. There's no I in there. Danelle, Danelle. And then it's Delgado, Delgado. And she's a business mentor coach online. She has spoken on stages all over the universe, whatever. But I found her about 8 years ago. And I'm telling you, this mindset is universal for everything. Because you get to choose to become who you want to become. You get to choose to become who you're supposed to be. But when you start to think in terms of 90-day cycles, this can really help you. That's why it's like, okay, 90 days. What can you do for 30 days? What can you do for 60 days? What can you do for 90 days? And ask yourself, okay, that takes me July, August, September. 90 days is towards the end of September. Where do I want to be by the end of September, as I'm looking into Christmas, as I'm looking into the fall, as I'm looking into the pumpkin lattes, because I'm going to tell you, there's a trade out for every food you love. There's a trade out. It exists. And it is literally, I'm convinced it is just as easy to choose the trade out as it is to eat the non-trade out and feel like trash. Call me crazy. I would have never thought that was going to be true 10 years ago, but what a beautiful surprise it has been. So if you're looking to accelerate what you want, if you're looking to actually have somebody walk journey with you, please reach out to me. You can text me. My text number is on the screen on Facebook, YouTube. You can text me and say, hey, I was on your live. I actually do want to get started with something. Which pillar should I start with? What should I start with? Or, like a lot of you do, I want it all. I want the whole total body reset. I want all 3 pillars. You can do that too. But take a step for yourself and stop waiting for permission from somebody else for you to stay on your mission. Stop waiting for the permission. They're not in your body. They're not living your life. They're not feeling your health or lack thereof. So that was my mindset for today. I know that, that's different than what we normally talk about. We normally talk about all of the connections with insulin resistance. But if you don't get the mindset piece right, It's really hard to move forward. And if you really, want to like take another step in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, we will start our 26th 5-day challenge on Monday, July 7th, and it will go through the 11th. And I'll go live in the group 5 days. We'll do the ingredient trade outs. We'll do my pantry, my refrigerator, a recipe. Like, we have a plan, we have a road, we have a path, we have a blueprint, we have a journey waiting for you. We have a community of women that are so incredibly encouraging and amazing. It's all just waiting for you. You just have to decide you're going to give yourself permission and stop waiting for permission from somebody else. Okay? So I'll see you back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, because this is what we do. And I look forward to chatting with so many of you in my inbox today. Fill it up, make me busy, and I will help you out. So see you later. Have such a great day, you guys.